Hello and welcome to GrossiMath.com, where math is for everyone. Today we'll be solving question 4 from the 2017 Algebra 1 STAAR by hand. So let's get started. Okay, so here it tells me the graph of, and it says a function. The graph of a function was transformed to create the graph of a second function. Which of these describes the transformation? Okay. So we need to understand about transformations. A transformation is when a graph, you start out with a graph. So here's my little graph. And to transform it is very simple. I can move it up, that's a transformation. I can move it down, that's a transformation. I can move it left, that's a transformation. I can move it right, that is a transformation. Okay, so you can move it up, down, left, or right, and that is called a transformation. So there are some notes that you want to have for transformations. And they're very straightforward, easy problems. Okay, so for example, let's say that I want to move a function. I want to do a vertical transformation, a vertical shift. Now, vertical means up or down. Okay, so if I have a function and I put at the end of that function, for example, plus some number. Well, that is going to move the function up. That'll move the graph of that function up by c units. Okay? So what is a unit? A unit, just to be clear, a unit is the little tick marks on a graph. So right now, it could go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say, or down by 1, 2, 3, 4. So however many units it moves, if it starts here, for example, if it moves up 3 units, it would go 1, 2, 3 to here. That's a move of up by 3 units. So units are the tick marks on a graph. Okay. All right. We can eliminate that because that was just scratch paper. Okay. If I want to move it down, guess what I'm going to do? Well, the plus sign made it move up, so if I put minus c, that's going to move it down by c units. Okay? So the plus sign matched with the word up, and the minus sign matched with the word down. That's only for vertical. Now horizontal. Now horizontal is a little bit trickier, but it's not that hard, and I'll show it with an example instead of just writing the word function. Okay? Here, I'm going to take horizontal shift, of course. A horizontal shift means that we're moving to the left or to the right. Okay, and what is that? Well, let's say I have a function that looks like this, y equals x squared. That's a very basic function. Well, if I want to move it up, if I want to move it to the left, this is how I do it. I replace the letter x with some parentheses. The x returns inside the parentheses, but now to move it to the left, I said, right? So if I want to move it to the left, I'm going to put plus c. That might seem counterintuitive because the negative is to the left, but actually this is how they work. You'll see it if you try graphing something, that if I put plus c, that's going to cause it to move to the left by c units. And again, a unit is just the little tick marks on a graph. So however many little boxes. Okay, well, what if I put y equals, I replace the x with a parentheses, then the x returns to the parentheses, and I go minus c. Well, what do you think will happen? Well, it's going to move to the right by c units. Okay, so there you go. That is how you can check the transformation of a function. So let's take a look at our functions. Well, we started out with this. And guess what? I can automatically see that this was equation number 1, and now I'm going to compare it to equation number 2. Let me get out of the way here. Okay, I'm just going to compare these two equations. Well, look, exactly what happened in my notes. The letter E was replaced by parentheses. Parentheses means that I'm going to have some kind of horizontal shift usually. If I was going to just add a number to the very, very end, that would move it up or down. But here the number has been added inside the parentheses. So this negative 64, well, I'm subtracting 64. So I look at my horizontal shift and I look for subtraction. Ah, there's the subtraction. Well, that means it's going to move to the right by C units. Well, here C is 64. So I subtracted 64. Therefore, it's going to move to the right by C units, which means right by 64 units. So this change, the subtracting, told me that it moves to the right. And the 64 told me the number of units, right by 64 units. And that's going to be my transformation. So right here, it says shifts to the left. Nope. Shifts down. Nope. Shifts up. Nope. Shifts to the right. Absolutely. And it even says to the right 64 units. All right. So there you go. That is how we do this problem. Thanks for watching. Today we reviewed what is a transformation, how do you transform a graph, and we took some notes. So in this problem, it was a great example of how we can solve a problem that has to do with graphs without actually looking at a graph. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to click the bell icon and to visit the website at www.grossimath.com. Have a great day, guys.